And good morning, everyone. I made it. You made it. Welcome to the Morning Steam for Tuesday, November 14th. I'm Ramon Scott coming to you from the Formula One capital of the world, Las Vegas. We're set and ready. We're kicking the homeless out of the tunnels. We're uh, repaving the streets. We're making everybody take a different way to work that takes apparently 4 or 5 extra hours per day back and forth uphill in the snow here in the gambling capital of the world, Las Vegas. I'm Ramon Scott. Welcome. Nice to see everyone coming in. We know why you're here and making my show your choice to get your day started with the best sports betting information. A lot of great shows out there, a lot of great opinions, but I think eventually we'll get to the bottom of this and see why you pick, well, little old me here to start your sports betting day. Maybe not for the winners if you go by yesterday, but well, over the long term, we'll prove the test of time, I hope. But what a day yesterday, huh? With Monday Night Football, the home team, if you will, the Bills get it done. How about it, Buffalo? 20 not comfortable uh, uh, at all in this one. We needed the missed field goal at the end of the game and all of the other bizarre things that happen. These games are just getting more and more strange every week, but I guess that's the way we like them. Unless we're on the wrong end. How did you guys do? Yeah, we gave out the under on the show. I mean, any old YouTube talking head can talk about the 11-1 record to the unders this year. Really didn't seem uh, too much in doubt, did it yesterday with the final result in the game? I say Buffalo. I'm talking about Denver, of course. I mean, what am I talking about? The home team. I almost forget about the 12 men on the field. It's almost a running joke, really, about what you guys are talking about in the chat. I'm not saying that I did that on purpose, but when you have a man, 12th man on the field, is that a fireable offense, you guys? Honestly, when you're talking about the just the coordinator, the player. Where does the blame lie in something like that? When you're the Buffalo Bills and you're trying to you know get your season back on track to a certain extent. Now, I was pretty high on Buffalo yesterday, and no doubt Denver has played better. In Buffalo, I've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt here for the last few weeks with Josh Allen and reducing those turnovers, but it just doesn't seem to be working out right now. I mean, mental mistakes, that all falls upon the coaching staff. So it's not so much about, uh, you know, Denver's ability. Yeah, they did a nice job. And you know what? Let's start to give a little bit of credit to Peyton, Sean Payton, right? As far as the direction of this club and franchise. Maybe he will put his mark on this after all. Easy to criticize when you come in there, clean house, things aren't really going that well to start off your new tenure, but uh, in the end, he's starting to pull it around right now. So great job yesterday by Denver. Um, big card here today with the NBA. Man, a lot of games. These are the ones where you usually have the count, but we're going to take a look at the big NBA card today. 10 games, also NHL, 9 games. Let's say hello to some folks and see what you guys were talking about here with. I ruined my script. What it said was, turned off the TV, thought the game was over. The 12th man on the field wasn't the man waving his hands in the back. Well, you wouldn't bring yourself attention to that. We know that's will distract the kicker, but it did kind of seem funny when they showed that picture of the alignment with the 12 defensive players and the safety man is there waving his like, look at me, I'm 12. It was probably one of the linemen, of course. Hi, everybody. Hope you did well yesterday. Let's pop up the comments that you guys were uh, saying here just before the show. Appreciate you coming by today. I got a lot of games to preview. I don't know how we're going to do it in 2 hours or less. Less information, more picks, I guess, and your picks as well. I might need a 5 hour show. I don't know. less games. Tony seems to get them all in on his show. Let's say hello. Curtis is here. Oh my God, this is just so great that Curtis is back to open these doors. Hope everything's going good, Curtis. I know I've already sent you salutations for your return to the channels, to the shows. We approach 40,000 subscribers here on the uh, Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I know Matt, our Denver correspondent. You guys called it. I mean, I think you guys know that I was thinking that Buffalo was still a little bit too good. I thought that Denver's progression was maybe a little bit. I don't want to say misguided. They're obviously doing. Things are going pretty well. Uh, yeah, when Russ can make a play, he can make a play. That pass was incredible. I think it was more about the catch to a certain extent, but it does take some uh, veteran there to just throw it in there, throw it in the basket, and get it right to a guy where only your guy can get it. And yeah, Buffalo's got it. Look, it doesn't seem like they can kind of repair things right now. They just got what they got. I don't know if Cook is a solution. Cook is cooking necessarily back there. It looked like the Buffalo running game. They should have had a better time of it, right? Maybe I could have checked the stats on that, but all right. We'll also have hockey today. There's Tuesday night Maction. Maybe that's what you came for. I'm off the 6-0 week last week. Solo had a huge day, and I didn't. And I was saying Solo and I, look, I think we had some disagreements in the chat. Solo got the best of me yesterday. Great to have all your comments here. Looks like you had I don't know. I was going to come in here and complain about my rough day and say, oh, look, the squares won. Because there's no doubt the Sharps, from my calculation, pretty much had a rough day. And I'm not saying that because I'm sharp and I didn't have a great day. And the squares, I'm glad you guys won. Johnny Walker here. Gerardo is here. What do we got? Hey, it's Tuesday here. See what Gerardo has for us today on the card. We know they're going to be, over in the FA Cup today. I don't know if that's Gerardo's specialty, but I always like the FA. I remember it used to be so hard just to find a place to watch the FA Cup final, and you'd have to go, early in the morning to this is back years and years and years ago, but you'd have to go. There were kind of like soccer specific bars before everything was on TV. You'd have to go to a bar at 5 in the morning and pay like $30 to watch the FA Cup. That's what we used to do, Perky. We used to go down to oh god, there's a couple bars in Little Italy, Perky, that you'd go watch the oh god, there's an English tavern pub. I can't even think of it now. It's been so long and my brain cells are gone. But that we used to go watch the Princess Pub, Perky. Princess Pub, I think was the name of it in Little Italy. You'd go there 4:45 in the morning. They'd open. Everybody'd get in there so fast. And the games, I think they would be at 6 in the morning for a few years, 7 in the morning maybe. But you get there and have some breakfast and Bloody mimosa, beer, whatever, and watch the F. But that was just for the final. I mean, we got some crazy matchups today in the FA Cup. Kevin Bennis is here for Mac Help. First time I've ever met Kevin here. Also, hello to Kellen Clay. Ramsey's here today. Luis, hello. And I don't know what the Mac Help would be, but I could use some Mac Help, actually. And I'm an old Mac user. All right. Yeah, Perky's been there. And Ziggy says Belichick to the Bills or Chargers. I think I'm on the record. I think I might. I think my pick was Washington. Bill could be, that could be done with it. I don't know, Kevin. What is the Mac Help, and what am I? Oh, the Maction, of course. Hey, is word out there about, or did you watch last week and just made sure you're here today? Let's try to extend our winning streak to. We were 6-0 last week with our Maction. I do have 3 plays today. I'll let you know right now, unless I see something on the line move when we get there. They're all sides. My picks for you guys are all sides. And yeah, Buffalo. What was Buffalo money line? Like $4 or something, 3.50, whatever they were. Kevin wants sides and totals. Well, I might have some premiums if I'm hot. All right, we're going to keep rolling here and go over to tonyspicks.com. So there's so much to cover. And well, all that steam rolling in. I think I've got it. I tried to send myself a picture of the steam. I ended up sending it to headquarters. If they see an email came in, I sent something to the wrong email. I was trying to bring it so maybe I could bring it on screen and show the steam. So we'll try that. But that's what I need is some help. I mean, I've got this program that makes it easy for a old man like me to make computer graphics go on the stream live. That uh, just great. I don't even know if I could. I begged for the graphics thing from Tony for Christmas. I don't even know if I could run that like Tony does. So don't do it, Tony. Don't give me that. But man, I'd love to have that scoreboard and everything. It's been a pleasure to be here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Just want to say like and subscribe to our channel. Approaching 40,000 subscribers. I don't know, might be there. Actually, I didn't check, but my estimation was it going to be sometime this week or late this week. When Tony reaches that milestone. So just terrific. And it's a big 40,000 is pretty big, really, and no doubt about it. We know that our cousins over there are huge, and but you know what? You look at the subscribers, and uh, thank you, Ronnie. I saw you over there. Ronnie might be joining. Ronnie might be joining me on the weekends. I understand, Ronnie. We'll get together on that. They asked to please have us talk about maybe uh, getting on the air together. Weekends are best for you, so let me know about that. We'll talk about it. Thank you, Beezy. Let's do it. First, let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and let me take care of my commercial, my friend. I know you know the routine, so get on with it, Ramon. Get to the standings over there at Tony'sPicks.com and get into the picks because got to do my job here. This is part of the deal. Proby goes 7-4 yesterday, 63%. Good job, Proby. Hollywood Sam, 75%. Daniel Wolosichuk, Chauncey Giles won their only plays. Joseph Schultz went 2-1. There's Collins at 3-2. Ronnie went 3-2, and Tiffany Mance also 3-2. Over the last 7 days, it's still Daniel Wolosichuk. Let's see, he had one play, one dropped off, 17-1-1 still obviously here over the last 7 days over at Tony'sPicks.com. Great job, Daniel. I'm sure today will be another strong day for you and your sales there. Sean Dinwiddie, King of Totals, on fire, 24-11, up 11 units over the last 7 days. Tiffany Mance doing very well here over the last 7 days. Real solid numbers here, up almost 11 units. Nick Lagaretos, 9.5 units. Marlo Pettis, up 6.5 units. Last 30 days. Daniel Wolosichuk, up 23 units. Hollywood Sam's, up 20 units. Chauncey Giles, up 11 units. And Sean Dinwiddie, up a nickel. Tony's up 4 units as well. Great job to the crew. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. That will save you 20% off all of our premium pick packages, including mine. Take a look at the crew today. 3-packs, 5-packs, 7-packs. They're not even ready to go, and there's a massive day of college basketball here today. I'll preview 5 games and take your requests as well. With this card, it's going to be harder for me to find the games than it will be to pick them. And, well, the off-the-cuff picks didn't go so hot yesterday, but this is college basketball after all. And the record here on Tony's Picks, we've been here now on the site nearly 2 complete years, and college basketball is by far my best sport in the premium. So it should turn around. Maybe I just don't have a gauge on it yet. Did have some nice winners last night, but we'll take a look at that card. Daniel Wolosichuk's got his $15 play. Best bets from the crew, including Nick Lagaretos today. All right. Appreciate you listening. And appreciate Jeff Roblo here today. He's already got his pick. Right? Beezy, things going off over here. Steam play, and the Sharps were firing last night. No doubt about it, Peter. I mean, let's get these props, huh? Chad, nice job. Good job. All right. I think we're ready to go. See some of your comments. Thank you. All right. I'm starting the show, man. No reason to wait. Here, you got to be set up, though, just a little bit better here. And get rolling with it. We'll start with the NBA today and get rolling here with our card. All right, the Miami Heat and the Charlotte. This is bad. I mean, this is getting to be embarrassing. You guys compliment. We got some compliments. Ramon, the graphics always on point. But there are some glaring errors sometimes when I wake up. Early in the morning. Anyways, doesn't matter because this line is already on the move here a little bit under. So let's keep it. What that did say 225 originally. Obviously, some steam has obviously been rolling in here. This one opened as high as 227 and has now seen a 5-point dip to the under in the game between Miami and Charlotte. Big move here, and we're going to have more of them. And that's what we get right on these big days. I think that's a great comment there, actually, when we talk about it from Beezy, talking about these lines and their movement. So far with these clubs, you do have the Heat 6-4 record thus far, but 4-6 against the spread. The Hornets, they're not, they're the Hornets right now. They are 3-6, but 4-5 against the numbers so far. I think one of the key numbers here is for the Hornets. Their total, they are 7-2 to the over thus far. And given their poor record, I mean, it would indicate that they're not a very good club defensively right now. But I don't know what, against the Heat, maybe that will help the Heat's point total a little bit, but you do have the Heat averaging just 109 points a game here, and they are on the road after all. So do look at a little bit of misdirection on some of these because you have the Heat are actually 4-2 against the spread on the road as part of that 4-6 spread record. So basically at home they're not getting it done, but on the road they are. However, the Hornets, although they are 1-3 against the spread at home, they are 4-3 as an underdog, and the Heat are actually 2-4 as a favorite. So that's really a weird dichotomy as far as the breakdown of, usually, I would say, oh, this team is pretty bad as a road favorite. Well, here and maybe it's early in the season. It's harder to conceptualize, right? With the small sample size. Darren wants to have the injury report here in this one for Tyler Hero. He's out indefinitely right now. We're just going to need more information with Hero as far as when he'll be returning. Caleb Martin is also out of this game. For the Hornets, Rozier still going to be out indefinitely as well with that groin injury. Gordon Hayward, probable. Brandon Miller upgraded to probable. Josh Richardson, probable for the Heat. Kevin Love is probable in this one as well. So, but I think for me, look, Heat not necessarily getting numbers. Maybe this number looks a little bit short, but maybe this is Hornets could use a win here. I feel like if this total is going to drop, I don't know. I'm not saying that that's going to put me necessarily the over the top reason why I'm going to be on the Hornets here. In fact, I'm not even impressed by this totals move. I'm going to respect it right now. I kind of came on here intending to give out an under. This is going too low for me now, and maybe they'll slam it. Maybe it'll be a 210 decision. Let me just look a little bit more. Perky wants to go with the Heat, but he's on the money line, which works. I'm going to be taking the Hornets here plus the points in this one. In fact, it's gone up now. Uh, I'll leave it. I'll tell you what. I'll leave it at this line right here, which it was just a little while ago. Maybe the widely reported steam did come in here. Let me see what we got today. We've had plenty of, Miami. Oh, here's the interesting thing about this. Okay, the widely reported steam came in on Miami, so that's why you're seeing it up to 5 here, and that's going to be good enough for me. I'm going to grab these points with the Hornets tonight. The Indiana Pacers and the Philadelphia 76ers. This is NBA action for Tuesday night. And the Sixers here favored at home at -5. Now there has been a slight move, and the graphics look so perfect to me, and then I see all these errors once I get on screen. I don't even know if you caught that one. I didn't have the minus in front of the Sixers here, but we knew, and I heard one of the top gamblers in the game. Story time. One of the top bettors in the game. I saw him on one of the biggest sports gambling channels yesterday. One of the biggest guys supposed to total. I do respect this guy. Respect all the concepts and opinions. And he said, one thing that really bugs me is when someone goes on the air and says the Sixers are 5. Are they -5 or are they +5? And he was making a big point about reading off which team was favored. Well, if you don't know, Mr. Expert Better, when the Pacers are at the 76ers and I say the Sixers are 5, then you're not paying, you're not looking at the matchup. You're just I don't know what he was doing. All right. The Sixers are 5 here against the Pacers. Did anybody see that segment with one of the elite of sport? It was supposed to be one of the elite sports bettors in our game. Multiple contest winner. All right, here it is with the Sixers favored in this one at -5 right now. And this total certainly is going to attract a lot of attention at 239.5. Let's see here, for the, got my notes here. There we go. System play. The Sixers have been absolutely terrific, of course, thus far. They're the best spread team, if not the best team right now. Yeah, maybe, they're a little bit better than some of those other teams. We had big talk about where the Celtics stand right now. We saw what happened in the game yesterday, but I still think with Philly right now, 6 and they've had a little bit of favorable schedule, no doubt, with their 8-1 straight up and 8-1 spread record, having played 2/3 of their games at home thus far. They are 6-0 against the spread at home, and 6-1 against the spread as a favorite. For the Pacers, they have actually done pretty well. 6-4 straight up. 6-4 against the spread. I will note that they are 1-2 against the spread on the road. That's here's a team that's played most of their games at home as well, and now they're going, on the road here. And like I said, most of the numbers have moved already a little bit to 5 here. The move has been, it looks to me like it's a little bit on the Pacers, actually, but I'm not sure I want to go that way. Beasy says, see, here it is right now. He's already seeing some 4.5s now. And maybe, let me see, is there some injury information that we need to take a note? When you see something like that, you immediately start to think that maybe Joel Embiid might not play after all. We know that he, bothered by a hip injury into this one. They will be without Nicholas Batum in this game, and Kelly Oubre. I didn't mean to be so nonchalant about his injury. He did suffer broken ribs in that car accident, which was just outside of his home. You read the description. It was wasn't a high speed accident. It was, a car. Nobody wants a car accident. We get mad if we, bump the, uh, you know, big yellow pole at the pizza shop and dent our bumper, right? I mean, but uh, he did get hit, and so he'll be out a little bit here with some busted ribs. So when you see that move, BZ, um, certainly the status can also influence the line. Um, uh, right now, I do want to trust Philly. Let me just take a look and investigate that move here a little bit. Bear with me because I haven't seen it yet. But again, I only keep a handful. I only keep the books that I use actually on my screen. Well, I could scroll through it, but we're on the show, and I just keep the books that I use. So um, they haven't moved to 4.5 where I'm looking yet. So I need to go look at that. And it's a, look, it's a solid move, no doubt. Here to me, it looks like on the Pacers, and I don't mind it necessarily. It's just getting kind of low here. And there's steam rolling in right now in college hoops. I was trying to see if any of it was this game. All right, we better make the call here. Johnny says he has 6. I think Johnny, you might be wise uh, grab that. Actually, I show the South Point still at 6 as well, but the screen's a little bit lit up here that maybe the Pacers are taking some action. So, all right. Sixers here for Perky. Here's an over for Ziggy. Thank you guys. I've got to make the call here, and it is bothering me a little bit now, and maybe I want to grab these points now with the Pacers. Initially, I thought my look might be the Sixers here, but man, this certainly has me concerned. Probably just going to have to pivot to the total here. Um, in this one. Let's go under this big number. Look, is it 239.5? It was as low as I'm sorry, it was as high as 242.5. Um, so we'll go under here. I'm pivoting last second here on this one with that news that you guys turned me on to a little bit. Good job. Again, not gonna point my says questionable. The line would indicate that he's in. This would be a spot, right? If you got a guy with an injury and it's Joel Embiid, and Pacers are playing pretty well, but you're at home, you might be able to get it done with the rest of the crew. Give this guy a day off, right? Again, the plan is you need to, tell the league and everything, but there's nothing you can do when the guy gets an injury the day before. You can sit a guy. Um, on short notice. There are some formalities with it now under the rules. Like I said, I'm in disagreement with a lot of people on these shows. I think too small a sample size yet, and people are still complaining about last minute who's sitting and who's not. And it happened again last night a little bit, but I'm going to promise you that I think be objective now. Just don't come on and say, and I'll be real too, but I think you will see improvement from the NBA in cleaning this out. Remember, tonight is also tournament night, so probably should be reading the tournament records off too. That's some research I actually had planned to do. I know a lot of teams just have 1 or 2 games so far, so maybe we won't worry about it. But remember, you only play 4 games in your tournament group, and you're done. You play and it's not by division. It's not by division. They've actually kind of mixed up the divisions a little bit into conferences, and you play 2 of your teams at home and 2 of your teams away, and there's no, rhyme or I mean, I'm sure they'll flip flop it next year or whatever. All right, let's keep it going here. But tonight is in season tournament night, obviously. The Hawks are at the Pistons tonight. The Hawks are favored here by 4.5 on the road. We're seeing 5. We're seeing 5s out there right now, and the total here 230, 230 or so. That's gone down for sure. So the move is on Atlanta. The move is on the under here, and let's update it because I'd say that's a pretty significant move here to the under with the Hawks and the Pistons. Beezy's saying no Embiid. Beezy, can you help me on that? I trust you and everything, but I'm going to need to just go to just need to see one report. I'm sorry, 2 reports, of course, 2 reports, but your report's one of them. If I could just know where to go to get that confirmation, but we're on the under, no doubt. Yeah, it does take away one of the top defensive players around, but certainly takes away a lot of offense as well. And that move going under. So just need to know where we see that no Embiid. I guess I could go over here to the Twitter machine real quick. I don't want to make this show any longer, but obviously that's huge news. If I could just take a glance at it here, possibly I'll type Embiid into my tweet deck. But please don't, if we're not right on that, let's not. Okay. I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got him as a questionable with that hip injury. So, all right, let's just move on. I'm sorry. Don't mean to. You're doing it, BZ. I'm so glad you've joined us here regularly. I didn't want to call you out on that. Just don't want to set us aside, though, too. Okay, let's continue on here with the Hawks and the Pistons. In this one, you got I know the Pistons have a few personnel issues early in the season, but this isn't good when you're supposed to be a young, progressing team, on the improve, and you've started the season 2-9, reflected by that spread record of 5-6 as well. It's a little under 500, and so that's still a little bit of a disappointment here. But the Hawks are usually, they're playing pretty well at 5-4, and the 3-6 record says to me that they're overvalued here a little bit, and maybe they are here again today as a favorite on the road. Don't trust them here on the road. Maybe Perky's is going to trust them though today, but I don't want to lay points with this group right now. The Hawks are 0-4 as a favorite so far against the spread. That might be good enough for me. We could go into a little bit further, but we've spent so much time. If you guys want to type something in, we can go. But I'm just going to take one look at any late action here. But I'm sure it's going to be Detroit for me. The moves by the Sharps have been pretty much all Detroit. They've started to come back in on Atlanta a little bit when it got down to -4 or so, but because it did. And the Detroit side was as high as +6.5 early on. That's what the Sharps were taking early. So not getting the best of deals here, but I'm willing to take 5 points with this 2-9 club. Looks like nobody wants any part of this game. We'll just move on. Perky says, "Let's go Hawks." Ziggy's on the Hawks. We might be in a disagreement here. I'm on the Pistons tonight. Hawks 0-4 against the spread. Detroit's been an underdog in every game but one. They are 5-5 against the spread. So we'll take my chances with some points here. Mike's got him at 1-4 against the spread as a favorite. Okay, I might have missed one, Mike. I'm not going to go back through it. 1-4, 0-4. Maybe Atlanta's going to turn around right now and turn around their season. Now they're off to a good start. I'm on Detroit to turn around their season. Appreciate you, Mike. My numbers might be a little off. Everything, I should have it all organized, but Spurs at Thunder. NBA action here for Tuesday night. And well, it's been pretty good times with the Thunder so far this season. Back to normal for betters. It seems like just get on this Thunder train and uh, roll the money. The Spurs are 3-7, but 4-6 against the number so far. That's okay. There's going to be ups and downs here early on. I actually think that things are going to progress a little bit quickly here for the Spurs once they get it all handled. The defense is the big problem here at this point, but it has allowed the Spurs to go 9-1 to the over so far this season. Will that happen here? I don't know. It might be time to start thinking about the other way. What is the total currently? Let's see. I'm showing 9.5 and 237 on the screen. And if anything, we've moved to 10 and maybe 236.5. So still moving to the under because this total was as high as, let's see, before these moves started rolling in. 239.5. So you have a Spurs team that has gone 9-1 to the over, but that hasn't stopped bookmakers from moving this total lower here, a couple of points at least. And it looks like I've got more comments on this one. Tyler here today. He says, let's go Thunder. Says Williams back will be big. And, just what the Thunder needs is to improve. He's had that back problem and he was upgraded to probable here. We saw San Antonio. What was Johnson's? Johnson had some issues late in the last game. I didn't research that too much, but thank you, Doubles. You're awesome, man. You're so awesome. I would almost say, hey, Doubles, I'm going to put you in charge of making the standings graphic for the, but 1-0 teams are just fine. Thank you. That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Doubles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a look at that, everybody. These are teams that are 1-0 in a 4-game season. That's pretty big. That's pretty important, right? 3 wins, probably pretty good. Ziggy's going under. Today's the 14th. Yep. Did I have the date wrong? No. Okay. And of course, yesterday we already talked about it. Yesterday was Oscar Madison Day. I mean, Felix Unger Day. All right. And I got it mixed. I couldn't believe I did that yesterday when I went back and watched the show. I think I'm so clever, right? And of course, I've seen every episode of The Odd Couple a million times over. It's just been a long time. And I called Felix, the sports writer. We know Oscar's a sports writer. Come on. All right, Spurs and the over here for Solo. Okay, yeah, doubles can do it on his. Just make it, like in each division, double. Look at me taking advantage of you, sir. You're a terrific contributor to our audience. Okay, let's maybe just break down a few of the numbers here. I don't know with these two teams, and maybe I'll make the call on that under right now is what I want to do. But let's you guys seem to have your plays in on this one already. Look, the Spurs are a massive over so far. The OKC 1-2 to the under as a favorite. Oklahoma City, this might not actually be their best spot. We know we like them as dogs. We'll take them on the road. We'll take them at home. It doesn't matter. But favorite, just 2-2 against the spread so far, and we know that the Thunder are kind of our club a little bit when laying 9.5 kind of feels a little bit uncomfortable when it was as low as I think 7.5 originally, maybe 8. They started to move on it at 8, but I think let me see here. I think it was as low as 7.5. No, maybe just maybe 8 was the lowest. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna roll with this under though. I'm gonna buck this 9-1 situation. I figure it's probably gonna be a bit of a sweat on the total because the Spurs, that is a major issue here right now. But interesting what was pointed out about Williams. I mean, if anything, right, Williams, he can get after it a little bit out there, and mix it up. I'm not saying that he's the best, um, you know, because well, and that's the thing. Tyler, it was Tyler who had said it, and Kendrick is so versatile, right? I mean, he can play all over the court. If anything, he's got to be one of the most. He's got to be an underrated player here. That's going to be, uh, you know, his star is going to be rising. I'm going under. Let's keep it going. The Magic will be at the Nets here. I'm showing the Nets are up to about a 3-point favorite, and the total here is down to 218.5. We'll update that. There we go. All right, and our Nets. I mean, this is our team so far. Um, I feel like I'm like someone like most. I don't know. I want to say most of you guys in the chat. I feel like you guys are kind of day oneers to me. I'm a day oneer with the Nets here so far this season, and that's been one of the benefits, one of the good things that has happened for me so far. And I don't know, might keep rolling here against the Magic. Two teams that are, obviously doing pretty well, given the expectations, given the numbers. I mean, these are two of the best spread teams going right now. Orlando comes in with a 5-4 record overall, but 7-2 against the number, and they are getting a couple of points here on the road, 3 points on the road. But Brooklyn has been our baby so far. They're 8-1-1 so far against the spread. 8-2, maybe. You guys might correct me on that. So just as strong with their 5-5 record. The Magic has gone under in 6 of their 9 games, including a push. The Nets are kind of neutral in that department. So, but this is one of the lower totals here. Obviously, this is the low total of the day in this one. See what you guys are up to, and then I'll pick as well. Chad says his Nets roll. Ziggy says his pick on the Nets. All right. Might be all you guys have on this one for me at this point. And, okay. All right. Oops. Did I read the right stat? Yeah. Okay. I was like, did I read the wrong stat there? No. All right. Did since the show started, we've seen even more action here. Looks like coming in on Brooklyn. The total's been bouncing around a little bit, but I think I'm going to respect the move here on the under. Yeah, that was the thing, doubles. That's what I was going to mention. That some of the teams uh, do have. This is awesome. If you did this game by game right now, I know we've missed a few games, and maybe I could have been better prepared. You know what we'll do next time is maybe we'll put the records of the teams in graph. I'll put them in parentheses. We don't have that many of these games, so but appreciate you again. I'll take the Nets on this move right now. Certainly, I'll take them. I'll lay this here, and it's a Ramon and Perky. Looks like we got a consensus on this one. Perky, you're old. Did you ever go to my sports bar? I mean, you're old. I think you're younger than you might be my age, actually. Did you ever go to the sports bar? I don't even know if you knew or if you've been there, if you knew I was who I was or whatever. But I managed a bar in La Jolla called Sports City. That's a pretty good name for a sports bar, isn't it? When you have 140 TVs and TVs in every booth. This was before the days of what these places don't exist really now. BWW is great, and that's a kind of like the place, but uh, we had 140 TVs. If you want to watch the Patriots and the Dolphins, you're out on the left patio. If you want to watch the Steelers and the Bengals, you're out on the right patio. The sound's playing in each section. Over in the veranda, we've got the Patriots and the Eagles, and bring your radio because I've set 5 different stations of audio to like all the lowest FM dials, and I broadcasted a signal. You could bring your own AM radio and listen to it and hear the game. Uh, that you wanted to. If you're sitting in a main dining room with like 20 games, you could tune to like on. I had like on 85.6 would be the Broncos, and on 86.1 would be the Chiefs, and it was just wild, man. We knew what we were doing back then. Yeah, thank you, Perky. No, it's not a small world. We were in San Diego. Anyways, we had a six sports bar, Perky. If you remember that place, if you were in there, you could tell them how awesome. I thought it was awesome back in the day. I mean, okay. Anyways, Magic and Nets here. I'm taking the Nets. Story time. Mavericks and Pelicans. The Pelicans here, home dog against the Mavs in tournament. We've said, how is it going to work? Will there, could there be upsets? Ooh, wait a minute. Let me look at something here. A little bit of breaking news on that last game. Maybe I'll take I won't have to worry about it now. I'm getting a video of just NBA picks, so I think we're okay. But the news just broke that Gary Harris questionable with a groin injury for tonight's game. I think we knew that about his status, but officially looks like here on the injury list today in that Orlando game. For Orlando, we're on Brooklyn. All right, continuing on here now with the Mavericks and the Pelicans. With the Mavericks, a 3.5-point favorite, 239.5. I don't think we're seeing much movement here, actually. No, I mean, this is across the board. Maybe we're seeing a little bit of 240 out there as one of the high totals of the day. The Mavericks have been the better team getting the number thus far. In fact, 4-1 against the spread on the road and 5-3 against the spread as a favorite. They've been favored in 8 of their 10 games thus far. The Pelicans, just 2-3-1 against the spread as an underdog. They're a little bit under 500 so far to the number. Both these teams been overs, especially Dallas so far. 4-1 to the over on the road. 8-2 to the over overall. 5-2 to the over as a favorite. I know those are kind of the same numbers to a certain extent. Let's just say that Dallas has been an over team so far this season. Meanwhile, the Pelicans have been kind of neutral, I'd say, so far. Yeah, they're 5 up and 5 down as far as the total's concerned. Mavericks Pelicans for you guys. Chad says Luke is going off. And Ziggy says he'll be on the Mavericks. And Double says here, thanks, Perky. We knew it at the time, and helped to have a multi-millionaire doctor. And then when he sold it, we were doomed because we didn't make any money. I knew it. I was the manager. All right. Mavericks and Pelicans. Thank you, Doubles, for that. Look at that. Mavericks, key, right? I mean, if they lose this one, they're going to be in trouble. And I don't know. I'm kind of thinking the Pelicans here, you guys. Yeah, it's been a little bit rough so far, but I'm just kind of looking at what professionals are doing in this one. But this one is kind of tough for me. Perky's definitely on the Mavs. He's trying to get me. I don't know. Are you copy and pasting these, Perky? Just changing the name, and I don't know. These teams don't make me have to go to the restroom, but I did comment yesterday on one of the shows I was on about the national anthem, because I stepped out of the show when the national anthem comes in, and they said I was not patriotic. And what I said was, if I'm not standing in a urinal when the national anthem is, and I'm in a stadium, I'm not pre-gaming it right. We're not going in the middle of the game. That's the perfect opportunity. All right. For me here with the Mavericks and the Pelicans, man, this one's tough, but I'm going to I'm going to have to take these points, I'm afraid, here in this one. Mavericks are been absolutely terrific so far. They've exceeded expectations. I was ready to start criticizing these Mavericks. Look, they are 8-2 straight up. Great job, but 6-4 to the number so far. But that's a better spread record than the Pelicans. But again, not as good as their straight up record. So let's give the Pelicans a chance here to cover, stay within this game. Um, I think in this one, do we have, some issues in this game with the Pelicans? Yeah, McCollum is still, he's still out, but we know that we've got Zion in there, right? And Larry Nance is out of this game. He's the real injury. Herbert Jones also questionable. Definitely would like to have him in there. Maxi Kleber still out with that. I think it's a broken toe. So give me the Pelicans here in this one. All right, the Trailblazers and the Jazz. NBA action for Tuesday night. NBA in-season tournament action for Tuesday night. And here right now, I'm showing that the Jazz 6.5, and the total here, 229.5, 230. I'm okay with those numbers currently on screen. And already we see, nobody's coming in with anything yet on this one. Let's get to the information on the game. Got both teams sub 500, of course, with the Trailblazers 3-6 to so far, but 5-4 to the number. That's pretty interesting when you're a dog here coming in against a Jazz team that, not looking great so far, and they're definitely laying a little bit of an inflated number here. I would say at 6 or 6.5. I don't know. I think the Blazers are going to cover some spreads this season. They'll continue to have a poor record. Should note that the Jazz are 8-2 to the over so far this season. They are also 4-0 to the over at home. Portland also trending a little bit over. They're 4-2 to the over on the road. I want to, kind of get to the under a little bit here, but it just, it is, the Jazz certainly doing pretty well, especially. Let's see, is there a streak of overs here? No, I'm not. Yeah, well, of course, 8-2. There are going to be more overs. So, anyways, moves have been coming. Let me take a look at these because I did see some movement, even though, okay, it was on Utah and the under. That's the way I was looking here. Not too impressed with these numbers, but man, I might be bucking this big over trend right now with this for sure. So thank you, Peter, for that. Here's Solo. Is going to go over here. And Chad, no problem. Let me know. Let me know our standings and whatnot. Okay, there's Ziggy with the Blazers. And Jared, thank you for asking about my former partner on the show. Please tune into the Midday Picks show at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. The ladies give their plays and tell you what's going on from their perspective in the world of sports betting on Midday Plays, 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 Pacific. Jared, so please check that out. And don't forget, Tony, along with Pick Dog's crew, 6 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific. And also Tony's new show, Predictive Modeling, comes to you each day here on the channel as well. Check that one out. Tony's new show here, Predictive Modeling. And he's got a great sponsor there, Rhythm. So please check that out. All right. Thank you. Jared's trying to help me out here to pull the trigger on this under that I really want to, but you know what? I'm gonna probably roll. I talked myself out of it. How's that? Here, I want to get on these Blazers, and I might even be saving them for a premium. I don't know if the Jazz are going to get a number against them right now necessarily. I'm just maybe waiting. Maybe it'll get a little higher or so. It's just a little over my number. I know I have a little bit too much respect for the Blazers. Uh, yeah, considering they're not crushing the spread. I am gonna go over here. Uh, Jared, I got to be honest. I mean, I my notes had Blazers here, maybe take Blazers, but for me, then looking at this, I think I'm gonna prefer the over here. I wasn't even sure coming in I was gonna go with the total. So I'm not saying it's a lack of confidence. If anything, looking at the way the moves are coming in, I'm starting to build more confidence on the over here. There was some steam that came in right before we went on the air that kind of was triggering me a little bit. And this under move that's just come back in on the Blazers, I know I'm kind of double talking a little bit, but grade me at 230 if you want. I'll take the over here. What? Oh, Darren said maybe take a look at that injury report. And I'm not. Look, we take enough time here with me rambling, so we're not gonna. I'll go over every injury report, but if you ask for it, you got it. So yeah, big yeah. So big news. Thank you, Darren. No doubt about it. Big news there with Malcolm Brogdon being out of this game today. Like I said, for me, Brogdon has been a big part of the Blazers' success. So no doubt that's where the that move has come from as well. So good. Further investigation there. I'll go with my market read on the over here. Didn't know who else. John Collins probable. Walker Kessler still out with an elbow injury. Scoot Henderson out until further notice. Robert Williams, tough news there, but looks like he'll be on track at this point to get his career back together. Look, I think with his, he'll be fine. Tough to have to rehab a knee injury a little bit following surgery, but Robert Williams will be back, I believe, in this league as a strong player, and Simon's, of course, out still. But okay, so give me the over. I'm going to just play this one on the market. Lassie Love. All right, good one here. Clippers, Nuggets, or is it? I mean, we can, I think we can, safely make fun of the Clippers at this point. And I've been saying, let's fade these guys, right? They are the reverse chemistry team at this point. This is the one you're going to want to make fun of. Here, they're 3-6, 3-6 against the number. Nuggets, they're always laying too many points. They're 8-2 and 5-5 against the spread. But if anything, it kind of feels like, hey, we got a good team in here in the Clippers, so the spread's kind of low considering the Nuggets, right? Still a little bit of a number that you have to lay here up to, or down, I should say, to 4 right now. That's off the highs for sure. But this is, I'm sure it would have been one of the featured games of the night. It's not right now necessarily um, with these two clubs. Now, Jamal Murray is still out, so that's a big factor. Um, heard some of the talking heads around these parts talking about, Murray, while a good player shows a little bit too much inconsistency, and you don't necessarily miss him in a game like this. And I disagree. I think with that, yeah, maybe is Murray, 16 and a half points per game. Do we expect he's been dishing it out a little bit. But Murray missing for the Nuggets here tonight. He's on that injury report is out. So I'm probably going to be enough. I kind of want to move on the Clippers here and think they have a chance. I mean, I know I'm talking down on them, but even, here is Ziggy on them here. Clippers need a win, basically, with the standings the way they are. And maybe the little bit of, I don't know, I don't even know if you'd call it a little bit of vulnerability in the Nuggets in that last game at Houston. I think everybody kind of agrees that, well, Houston, eh, this looks kind of real as far as a reclamation or a building project here for Houston. I think everybody can be a little bit enthusiastic about what's going on here right now. Darren says, give me the Nuggets and the under. And I don't know. I'm kind of, you know what? We might just go a little bit of consensus here, Darren. Let's do it. I'm going under with Darren. Um, I'm gonna prop. Right. I want the Clippers when nobody does. I think here. No, Ziggy's on them too, but I think Ziggy and I are kind of, we kind of see things the right way a little bit. Jared on the Nuggets here, and while there is a little bit of injury concerns, with the Nuggets with Murray. I do one thing I do agree with is I think the Nuggets are pretty, obviously they're a champion team. They're deep and complete that they can afford not to have a player like Murray and still be able to win this game against the Clips, but I might end up giving the Clippers a big chance here. It's been a disappointment so far, and I'm again long term not a Clippers. I'm a Clippers fan. So I'm trying to speak objectively. Some of our buddies they like to talk up their teams, and I'll talk up the Clippers. I'm kind of talking them up here tonight. I'm favoring the Clippers a little bit. My plays on the under could even be a premium. Like the Clippers' chances here. I'm not totally sold on it. I'm giving out the under, and but this is a spot where maybe I can get down with the Clippers a little bit. Like I said, if anything, the Nuggets they're not crushing spreads. They are 4-2 against the spread at home though thus far. All right, the Timberwolves and the Warriors in this one. NBA action for uh, Tuesday night. Now, this, I don't know. This might be the feature of the night. I would say the way it's going. Um, what the you know uh, certainly two good defensive teams here. It feels like to me with the Timberwolves and Warriors. So far, the Timberwolves have been kind of one of the talks of the league, no doubt about it, given their, uh, you know, run of 7-2 to start the season. Interestingly, 6-3 against the number. That's not a big discrepancy or anything, but um, usually a team like this might have a little bit better of a spread record. But I don't think the public are necessarily all over the. I think more people like you and I are on the Timberwolves a little bit of late. Interestingly, on the road, they 1-3 against the number for the Warriors. All their spread losses have come on the road. They are getting a pretty thin number here from the Warriors of two. I think it's mostly two. I should update it. And the total has dipped here already to 220, 219 and a half. You see where it's going. And, for good reason. I mean, I think the perception. I think there's enough perception out there about this Timberwolves defense, and anytime I think about them right now, it makes me want to look at the dunks and threes chart to see how far out there they are away from everybody in that metric. So, all right, just take a look here with these two clubs. Further reveals that the Warriors haven't even covered a spread yet at home. They are 0-4 against the spread. Yeah, Minnesota, top defense all by themselves out there. Other comparable defenses, not necessarily that close. 2-point differential. This is according to the dunks and three, but I mean, I like it. It's a pretty solid metric. Knicks and Cleveland, solid defensive clubs here as well. So, all right. Anyways, and this, I guess I'm giving it away here on the under for sure. At probably 219 by the time I get off the air here. It seems like it's moving in that direction. No, combined, if you look at the two teams combined on the total here, they are, I think, 10 and 10. 10 and 10, yeah, 10 overs, 10 unders, and you combine the two teams. In fact, the Wolves have gone over in 3 of 4 games on the road, and the Warriors have gone over in 4 of 7 games as a favorite. Those aren't overwhelming statistics yet, but here, I think you've got two hot defensive teams. Ziggy is going over, though, here it looks like, unless he was talking about the last game. I think he meant this game, though. Yep. Good tournament game here. Solos on the Wolves. And let's see here. Chad, interesting point Chad makes here about Warriors going to be opposite of last year. They'll win on the road and be bad at home, and I think mostly against the number though, Chad. Right? I mean, I think they'll still make waves a little bit at home. Yeah, they're 1-3 straight up right now. Oh man, there's Ari Gold. All right, nice to see you, Ari. Ron G here today. Nice. Hello to Kirk. People strolling in. Appreciate you guys so much. Kirk, thank you. We'll be covering some college basketball in just a moment. Appreciate you very much for stopping by. Hope you can hang in for a while or maybe come back and visit if you're looking for that. I'm not going to go into a Marquette game right now, but appreciate you so much. And you guys go ahead and talk football in the basketball segment. I don't mind. I want you guys to enjoy the chat room with each other and be respectful. Okay. Anyways, I'm giving out the under here. Let me move on. Great, Ari. Yep, we'll get to the game. That's one I think that I've decided to talk about today. We will talk about it, but isn't it awesome? Great matchup today between two of our favorites, between Creighton and Iowa. Wow. Made in Iowa and Nebraska, but you know what I mean. Made in Chad, thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, one more tonight. It's the Grizzlies and the Lakers here in this one. And you do have the Lakers favored up to 5.5. Let me see. Is that right? No, it's on down. Mostly 5. There's some 4.5s out there. It seems to be going only one direction. So let's call it 4.5, and I'll call it 222.5 because the total's definitely going down. Some 223s out there currently, but the move is definitely to the Grizzlies. The move is definitely to the Lakers here this morning. You have the Grizzlies coming in. I mean, they've been pretty bad, no doubt about it. So far, 2-8. This is not what we were expecting from Memphis. And for the Lakers, I don't know, 5-5. It feels pretty lucky at this point, considering what happened last year with a disastrous start. If the Lakers could be 5-5 here, maybe that's okay. They are 3-7 against the spread. So are the Grizzlies. So not usually don't want to put your money in with these crews here currently, but you knew at least the Lakers probably going to have a little bit of overvalued. Maybe this could be. We gotta. You got to find the spots, though, to take to the Lakers, but I don't know if this is going to be it. We'll know, Lakers 1-3 against the spread at home, 1-5 against the spread as a favorite. Now, for Memphis, being poor so far against the spread with just a 3-7 record, as an underdog, they are 2-2. You're looking for their best asset, right? Grizzlies very hard to watch. Kelly, are you here? I wanted to Kelly Graham sometimes watching, and one of the hosts called her out last night. She said, "This football game makes my eyes bleed." And the host said, "Well, then go watch something else. You can find something else if this makes your eyes bleed." And I was like, "No, even if that makes your eyes bleed, we are sports bettors. We have to watch it. Our eyes are going to bleed. Okay, we're not tuning the game out. Oh no, there's some real bit of tune a bad game out. I don't. I watch them all." So, Ron, man, Ron, it's great to have you. Peter says, "You know what? If AD's in, then that's going to be enough for me. I'll take the Lakers." I am showing this total a little bit of bounce back here. Let me see. No, yeah, Bovada has gone back up here. Let me see what that. Bovada's gone back up here to 224. Uh, Davis, you know, I've got him as probable in this game. Ziggy's on the Lakers here. It's LeBron that's questionable with a calf injury, right? We saw, um, you know, him being affected to a certain extent, I thought. Let's see. Uh, Xavier Tillman will miss the game for Memphis. Zaire Williams is probable for the Lakers. Still the same crew, the bench crew out for this game a little bit. That's been also a big factor, I think, with um, some of the Lakers bench. All three of those guys have been missing time right now. Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, and Hood Shafino, um, the former Hoosier, right? He looks like a good rookie to me. Looks like I think the Lakers might have got one there. A player that they'll develop a little bit and they'll move on, but they seem to be getting lucky a little bit with some of these point guards a little bit over the last few times, right? Ron said, "Will there be no LeBron tonight?" I think LeBron is interested in this tournament. Ron, I think when you start an in season tournament, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if LeBron, uh, although for all anybody wants to say whatever they want, I'm on Team LeBron all time. Not just Team LeBron on the floor. I have problems sometimes with LeBron, especially nowadays. But Team LeBron as a person, like I said, do I want him reacting to every out of context social media video? No. Do I want him visiting children, building schools, doing things that he does that people kind of brush aside and say, well, he has to do it or whatever? Please. This dude is the real deal. We know that, and but in this role that LeBron is in right now, I mean, there are spots where I definitely can look to, fade him a little bit. All right. Yeah, Chad. Like I said, Chad, this is to me a 5-5 start for the Lakers. Uh, I'm not disappointed because remember last year was a really bad, right? And yeah, are they going to have to sneak in here? I think they might be better than sneak in, but maybe they'll be in like sixth place or something. The key for the Lakers is they really got to try to shoot for, uh, you know, the at least one home series here. See. And Ari says LeBron needs to retire. These are ones where I disagree. I think when you got a guy that scores as many points, contributes like that, I totally Ari love you. I love the Avatar. I love the Hawkeye, but probably could still use that player now. If $1 billion con, $500 million con, whatever, money for whatever, maybe not. But okay, make the call, Ramon. Come on, stop trying to defend LeBron here to everyone, and just make the call on the game. And I'll go under here. This one has gotten away from me for sure. I don't know. There's no value in this, you guys. Uh, I'm your value man. I'll tell you if there's value, and Again, you don't need me to tell you if the line is moved off of some interesting now. A little bit of steam has come back on the over just as I speak here on this game, but I'm taking the under in this one at 222 and a half. Probably get 223 right this second at circa where it's just moved to the over. That's why it caught my eye. I will take the under though here. Thank you. That's NBA. Let's keep it going, man. Do I really only have a half an hour to try to cover the rest of this stuff? This is. I wish I could just control my brain and not talk about other things. They tell me to focus. The silent pauses don't help, but here's the Penguins and the Blue Jackets tonight. NHL action here for Tuesday. There we go. Let me call up my goalies too. Miss, my co-host, could always cover for me when I'm clicking buttons. All right, got the Penguins coming in here with a 7-6 record so far, and the Blue Jackets. They've been our money makers. Certainly, we're always getting a lot of value with these guys. They are 4-7-4 so far this season, but they are also 9-6 against the puck line so far this season. And should note, for Columbus, they're poor on the road. They're hardly a moneymaker at home, but they do have 3 wins. They've lost 5 straight, but we've kind of been money lining them a little bit. This one, I think it might be a little bit too high. I may want to consider the money line. The puck line. I'm definitely feeling Columbus here. Just want to see what that puck line is. At minus $1.60, huh? Well, that might be doable. I might feel a little bit more comfortable here. I know this is what you came for, other than the Maction, is the Ramones hockey, and I'm going to take Columbus, and you can take them on the money line, and I'm going to offer up the puck line here in this one at minus $1.60, but it's plus $1.60 on the money line. Remember, when I'm giving out something, I'm giving out the Blue Jackets. I'll be placing a little bit of money line on the Blue Jackets here, but I got one play, and I want to get it right for you guys. So, thank you, Ari. You know what you're doing. That much I know. Ziggy wants to go under in this first game here with Yari and Merzlikins. I think we're starting to get a good feel for the goalies here. I think Ziggy, please try not to give away the premium picks on the show. Not sure yet. Not sure yet. But Joey takes the Penguins here. You can lay it. I get it, Joey. I'm probably not going to do it. I'm probably going to take Columbus in this one. I better take it on the puck line on the show, though, especially with Joey here. Nice to have you, Joey. I don't know if you've been here or we've chatted before. I think you have, but just Joey, I don't know. Kind of nondescript, brother, but we're not here to dox ourselves either. Give me the Blue Jackets tonight. All right. Bruins and Sabres. And Olmark and Levi feel like the goalies here as I take a look. Yeah, in fact, Levi listed as likely according to the goalie site, or one of the sites, anyways. But you do have the Bruins here on the road, going to be favored, of course, in this one. Bruins currently coming in with a record of 11-1-2. I mean, they've been the best team in the league thus far. Yes, over the Knights, over the Avalanche, maybe the Knights. I think Bruins, Knights. We're kind of looking right now, right, as a top two teams a little bit. Colorado's had a little bit of slip ups here and there, right? Who else you guys got there? Look, it's a long way to go, but pretty terrific here. The Bruins 5-1 on the road as well, but not covering all the puck lines just yet. In fact, just 8-6 overall, maybe 9-5. I think I have one game that was very close. Remember, Boston hasn't been favored in every game this season, I don't believe. I think they were underdogs in 2 or 3 so far. But Buffalo as a puck line dog so far, 7-2 so far this season. And it's still a pretty high price. I don't know if you're going to feel too comfortable with it. I probably wouldn't lay the $2. I'd probably just take the money line. I'm if anything, I might be giving away what I'm doing here as I'm going to go for the upset. I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres as a dog here, and I'll take them on the money line here. But you can take them on the puck line. Do you get what I'm saying here? If I take a team and I like them, maybe you don't like them as much, but you were going to, you can mix it up a little bit. And maybe I'll have to put some puck line +1, +1.5. I kind of spread it out. So, but officially, I'm taking a chance. I'm on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I got a chance to pick an upset. I'm doing it. Take the Buffalo Sabres here in this one. Uh, Definitely seeing some pressure here to the over. Let me take a look at that. It might even be 6.5. This one I better check. I'm sorry if I didn't check the first one. No, you know what? This one, DraftKings has moved to generally a 6.5, 6.5 under 22 right now at DraftKings. So we know that most of the places you can adjust it, but I try to give out maybe the most consensus line here, and maybe even 6.5 over 20 a little bit. I'm probably leaning over, you guys. It might even be a premium. I've got the Sabres to win this one. I'll just leave it at that. Look, these teams have gone under. Make no mistake this season. But if they're going to hang a 6 right now, and I got the Sabres, I don't have this one 2-1 or 3-2. So we'll see. I'll just caution you because I'm not giving out the total. I'm giving out Buffalo, but the Sabres are 1-7 to the under at home so far, and Buffalo and Bruins are 3-8 to the under as a favorite. And the two teams are combined 9-20 to the under thus far. But I think this, and if anything, that might keep me off the premium. But I'll lean over. Joey says he doesn't know why the Sabres are going to win. Oh, no, he doesn't know why. He just thinks the Sabres are going to win. All right, I'm down. That's my handicap. It's not about the why, Joey. Don't worry. You just stick with your principles. I kind of feel the same way. I couldn't tell you, right? Well, their matchup in the red. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about power plays and all that. I say all of that is what's baked into the line, right? A lot of times people say, especially in the other sports, hockey's a little different because you only spend so much ice time, right? You're only spending 20 minutes of your game out there for the most part. Yeah, or front lines get a little more. You know how it works. But one thing about when you see baked into the line, to me, all the records and all that's baked into the line. They say the injuries, oh, that's baked in the line. Actually, you're kind of supposed to determine whether or not the baking is correct, if the recipe is right when that player is out, right? Maybe the books have over-adjusted. Maybe the public is misperception of the player's impact or that player against a particular team. I think all the other stuff is kind of baked in, right? There's not any rhyme or reason that the Bruins necessarily will, is this really the time that the Bruins might lose their second game of the season just to the, Sabres that haven't actually been, that great right now? Well, I say not great. They are 500. Should mention that. I haven't mentioned their record yet at 7-7. But like I said, just note 7-2 as a puck line dog. So they are staying in the game, certainly, having lost just 7 of their 9 games when getting the goal and a half. By 1 goal or less, they could have been winning those games as well. In other words, only lost 2 of 9 games as an underdog by more than 1 goal. So Josh says Buffalo is not beating Boston. Well, how about the puck line, Josh? I'll take him to beat him. I'm going to be on a little bit of puck line for sure. But uh, look, Boston is 11-1, right? We know Boston, right? The Sabres are a 500 team. The Bruins, I have that line on screen, $1.45 right there. It's a little bit higher right now, no doubt. No, and that's right, Joe. Anything can happen, but that's what we're supposed to do, right? When everybody look, you guys were on the Broncos last night. I wasn't. So, and for the Broncos to go out and win that game, right? Just want to mention, hey, hockey fans, they just dropped the puck. I don't know. I have a subscription to the AHL package because I like to watch the Gulls. That's my team, the Gulls. Sometimes on the West Coast, we get a little run out of games a little bit, and I like hockey. My team is the San Diego Gulls. And so I watch the Gulls game. So I have the AHL package. I should put this one on. There's a game right now, you guys. Syracuse and Bridgeport are playing a 10:30 in the morning game right now. If that's underway, I probably should have come out with a bet. I watch more AHL. Not, I don't know. All right, Flames and Canadiens here, and thank you, Joey, for spelling Canadians right. I made fun of any of people, criticizing the chat. Never going to criticize anyone for spelling Canadians wrong. If they did, they might not know that Canadians are spelled with an E. But you guys do because you guys are experts. All right. And yeah, look, Montreal, that's my team, right? That's one of my teams. So I know what's going on with my Canadians right now. Certainly, it's been, good times to be 7-6. I can't remember when this happened last. And just been a good start right now in Calgary. We're trying, at least Calgary has tried to fix this a little bit. Yeah, Edmonton won last night. Give them some credit there, but man, it's just been a disaster so far. We know so far with the Flames, but they are going to be favored here. Joey says he's got a dime on my Canadians tonight. All right. Because I think, why not? This is going to be a great spot for the Canadiens. Come on. As a dog to this struggling Calgary team, the line currently at $1. Maybe it's gone down here to $1.45 or so. The total has definitely dropped from what you see on screen here. It's the under is favored now. I'm kind of wondering if I had it typed in incorrectly. I wouldn't put much into that, you guys, unless you guys saw it or no. Because I did see some 6.5 overs, so I may have just had it wrong when I typed it in. But all right, anyways, I'm probably going to be interested in Montreal here. They are 8-5 so far as a puck line underdog. They're also 5-4 straight up at home thus far. That's good news for Montreal because Calgary just 2-5 straight up on the road so far this season. So I don't know. Both Calgary, I guess the thought is both Calgary and Edmonton, could repair this situation and probably will. But I don't know. I feel too good about what's going on right now with Montreal. It feels like for me, kind of want to take them here. Let's see if you guys have any more on this. Solo says, where can I bet women's college basketball? Well, there's a few books. Hit me up in the Discord. I don't want to. mostly off. Well, I think DK too. I don't think DK is too bad on their menu, right? Looks says take Montreal here, and that's what I want to do. I mean, the numbers to me, I'm kind of ignoring my numbers. Still, maybe has Calgary still with a chance. I need to move them. Maybe I move them lower. I don't know. I've had Calgary below, uh, all those other surging teams right now. So give me Montreal tonight here at home against the Flames. I can't take the Flames right now. This would be a situation where you guys are kind of teasing me a little, like this team is not going to beat this team. Calgary is a definite 150 favorite. And funny what who was it? I'm not singling him out or anything. Josh, one of our best chatters talking about that Buffalo Boston game, right? Well, here you have almost the same line. And I'm not saying Josh, I don't know if you want to even say maybe you don't even have a pick in this game. So it doesn't matter, but they're the same price here as and it's different, right? Boston's really, really good, and Buffalo's 500, and they're $1.50, right? Or so. The Flames have been absolutely terrible. And the Canadiens have been kind of like the Sabres, 500 or so at home. So what's going on? What goes on with something like that, you guys, right? That seems does that make sense to you guys, what I'm saying? Anyways, give me the Canadiens here in this one. So, if anything, maybe I'm just trying to say, maybe I'm saying that maybe that Sabres pick was a little bit misguided because the price should have been higher. I think the price is kind of indicating to me that there's enough sharp action on the Sabres. And I'm giving out as a free play because there's no value in the line. All right. One of the best teams in the league on the road against one of the oldest, strugglingest, most disappointing teams. I don't want to. I might be a little harsh right now for Washington. They've been much, much better. We've been on them a little bit actually, as they've recovered here to go 7-4-2 right now. That's dang good. It's mostly they've been still a little bit overvalued. That's all. If anything, be, again, I don't know why odds makers are either failing to adjust here, it feels like, or just slow to adjust on some of these disappointing teams. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they're set to come back. But Vegas probably in a pretty good spot here. I would think here again, $1.50 on the road. Another $1.50 team on the road where you have another very good team like Boston against a Washington team. Now, Washington's actually better than the Sabres and the Canadiens now, given their record. But I will note they are 6-7 on the puck line. So that's what I'm saying, a little bit overvalued, especially of late. I mean, Washington actually I think got the puck line a couple of those early losses. And look says VGK just too hot right now. They're 12-2. They're 4-1 on the road. 9-3 as a favorite so far. Meanwhile, Washington, like I said, playing a lot better, no doubt about it. And I think they've only lost 2 of their last 10 games now. Right after that start. 1-2. I don't know what there was. Everybody was just worried, disappointed. Remember, they weren't scoring. They weren't even getting shots off, whatever. But Washington, I will note, 4-5 as a straight up underdog. And here, I just Josh and I, would end up disagreeing here. I'm not good enough. I might be on here just because I've asked to be on here. I'm not any better than any of you guys to a certain extent. I respect everybody's opinion here, and I respect Josh's opinion very much. But I'm into line movement. Again, right? Someone clued me into a line move earlier in this one, right? They said, hey, what game was it in basketball? They said, oh, Ramon, maybe you should take a look at that line move in the Portland. And I, forgot that Portland had that key injury, and that's why they were 6.5 and not 3. Maybe a little different, Josh. I'll cut you some slack there, but Again, if you focus on who you think will, well, okay, because I'm trying to say, how are you going to get on a dog then? Because if I look at some matchups, right, there's no way the Buffalo Sabres should beat the Boston Bruins. I can't even prove to you guys that they will in this. I can't say, look, the Buffalo Sabres, because if you line them up man for man, record for record, there's nothing I can tell you that maybe indicates the Buffalo Sabres are going to be and you don't think so, and most people don't think so. That's why they're $1.40 favorite. But I just think that more people who move the lines makers and the betters, there's more of them out there. There's only one of me, there's only one of you, and there's only one of you and you and you, and the bookmaker, moves on all that action, all the information, and there are better handicappers out there than me. So they're gonna and I don't have access to all their information, but I do have access to the lines. So, all right. So I appreciate you so much, Josh. A very enlightening conversation, and obviously an elite, better handicapper. Appreciate you very much. And not necessarily a disagreement. It's just philosophical, right? Anyways, all right. This is getting off topic again. Give me the Knights. I'm on the Knights. I'm still on the Knights until further notice. Let me make sure my line moves. You're going to get line moves on this show. There's no doubt about it. There might be other shows. I want you here, Josh, because your info's so good. And I disagree with Ziggy. I think Vegas is your friend. Everybody wants to bury the bookmaker. I'm trying to work with the bookmaker here. He'll pay me out if I just make consistent winning bets. That's the information he wants. He doesn't want me to come in taking advantage of slow moving lines and bombing them for the max every time. If anything, when you see a line that's incorrect, you actually shouldn't be maxing. You could, but you people complain about getting limited, right? This is a real serious thing right now that many people don't talk about because they're just worried about they get banned or whatever. When there's a line that is wrong, you actually should go to the book and say, you know what, you might want to. I want to bet this line because you know how they say, hey, you tried to bet a dime, and the manager came out and said, oh, we're going to give you 250. You actually go up, say, hey, you guys might have this wrong. Did you know this player was out, or did you know that the team bust, whatever, and then correct them, and then make the play. That's real. That's real. And you can ask Jeffrey Benson. You out there, my friend? I'm a big fan of yours, and I bet he would back me up on that. Dang it, Kirk. You're right. Gosh, they are really going to be on me for this show. Lightning and Blues. We're getting it done here. Lightning and Blues on the road. In this one, Lightning on the road, $1.25 with my man Jonas Johansson expected in goal here today, going up against Jordan Binnington. And you do have, of course, Tampa Bay. Maybe it's up to $1.30 or so, and this total 6.5 flat looks pretty good right now. And pretty nondescript so far with these two teams. Both teams Tampa 6-5, St. Louis is 7-5. Note that St. Louis is 5-2 straight up at home, and Tampa Bay just 2-3 on the road thus far. But and the Sharps to me, the Sharps are on the Blues in my opinion so far, and I might actually fade them here. So I don't know if that goes against or with what Josh was saying, right? Yep. Right, John. That'd be great. Tyler, thank you. He likes the Blues. They have turned it around. He says. And would note that the Blues, right now, you guys, if you look up and down the league so far, there are some good teams certainly that are performing well at home, especially the top teams like Vegas, Vancouver. We'll throw them up there. I know I never include them in those West top teams, yes, but so far St. Louis is up. They're plus 3.4 units at home so far this season with that 5-2 home record. That's one of the best marks so far in the league, joining the likes of Florida, up a little bit over 3 units so far at home thus far on the money line. Vancouver, they're the best so far. They're up about 3.5 units at home. Even Vegas is just up 2 2/3 units at home, despite that 8-1-1 record. That's how big of a favorite they were in those two slip ups, or um, the slip ups at home that they had. So, all right, Tampa. Luke says Tampa Bay does have an issue here with the series. Ziggy says he'll take the Lightning. I appreciate that, and I appreciate that, Looks. I am going to still take the Lightning here in this one. Been a good run for the Blues so far. We're going to be on them much, much more. Got to keep this moving. Ducks and Predators. In this one, Gibby in goal for Anaheim, Sarish in the goal here for Nashville. And in this one, looks like for me, I might be on the Ducks here. Let me take a look at some of these numbers for this game and get you guys involved. We have right now Anaheim 8-6 on over 8-6 straight up overall. Terrific on the puck line so far. 10-4 on the puck line so far this season. And what's that price today? $1.60 or so. That's probably going to be good enough for me to want to keep involved with these Ducks right now. Nashville just 5-9 overall so far this season. Been a pretty shocking so far for Nashville to be off to this kind of start. They're also 6-8 against the puck line so far this season. Anaheim blistering 5-1 on the puck line on the road. They're also 9-1 on the puck line in their last 10 games. They are laying $1.60 here to get that goal and a half. They might even be fine on the money line to get another win here. Anaheim looking pretty decent. They've got Gibby in goal here. I would imagine he could do a pretty good job here. My initial lean is probably going to be to the under, and I don't mind, some of the action on Nashville. I kind of want to respect it, but the numbers just seem to be too good for Anaheim as far as hanging in there, staying in games right now. No doubt about it. So give me Anaheim here today. Ziggy says he'll take the Predators. I'll lay $1.60 on this puck line. Yep. It's a good series, but right now, for whatever reason, Nashville, there's some action keeping this afloat at $1.75. I'm seeing $1.80 now, so pretty big number for a team that's 5-9 overall against an 8-6 team here coming in. Yeah, we took some favorites yesterday with the Oilers, for example. On that short card. We gave out the Oilers on the show. We also gave out the under. I think we went 2-0. I should just mention we went 2-0 on the show yesterday in hockey, of course. Devils and Jets here. Kira Schmid and Connor Hellebuck. I'm going to switch to Vanacek. In this one, I think that feels pretty solid at this point. I'm going to switch to Vanacek. I'm not going to say pretty solid at this point. I don't think it's confirmed, but it does look like the sites are starting to switch to Vanacek here, and not much action in this one as far as I'm concerned from the Sharps. The way I see it, got a Jets team right now coming in. I think they've done a pretty decent job. 7-5-2 so far, and 9-5 to that puck line. The Devils, what can you say? I mean, yeah, sure, they're 7-5-1 so far, but 3-10 to the puck line. So usually, massively overvalued, and here they are. A slight dog certainly, which has to be a little bit of question. Winnipeg 3-3 straight up at home thus far, but we'll mention 6-2 as a favorite. New Jersey's only been an underdog one time so far this season. They lost that game. Winnipeg also 6-2 on the puck line so far as a favorite. Now here they are getting pretty good money. A lot of times they're in a similar situation. Winnipeg, isn't favored by a big margin very often. And when they're favored, it's usually been in this price range, and they've been able to get these numbers and produce a strong return for the better. Here today, they're minus 1.5 at plus 195. That is a team that is 6-2 when laying 1.5 goals so far this season as a puck line favorite, including 5-2 at home. So the Jets have just been wild in that category. Really, really something so far. So I'll be laying a little bit of puck line, I'm pretty sure, with the Jets tonight. Take them on the money line for sure, and I'll take the Jets here as the pick, money line. And Ziggy says, don't Devils have sideline guys? Don't forget. Yeah, mostly, Hughes, right? Of that front group has been out for over a week now. A couple of centers out, right? I can check the latest. We got to move on, but showing up to $1.30, $1.35 right now. Moves definitely on the Jets here. Hischiers, Hughes, still on the list. Those are the two guys I think you got to be mostly concerned about. Ziggy might be going over in the game. Right now, nothing. No opinion. This is probably a premium on the Jets, actually, but I want to give out winners yesterday, especially after some of that college basketball we had. Thank you guys for being so patient. God. Coyotes and Stars here. Vejmelka and Ottinger in this one. Pretty good game out west, that's for sure. With the Coyotes 7-6 right now, they've been good to us in the money department so far for Arizona. On that puck line anyway, 9-5 on the puck line. Oh, was that profitable actually? Dallas has been kind of they've been strong on the road. They're 7-1-1 against the spread on the road. They've played half their game, more than 2/3 of their games on the road so far, and they're just 3-2 at home. And here they are at home against Arizona, laying a pretty big number against an Arizona team that has been very, very competitive, no doubt. And I'm sure they'll be competitive here. I kind of want to give them on a money line here, actually. See what you guys have. Anything in this one? Coyotes puck line. And the Coyotes on the puck line, they're minus $1.37. I guess I give them on the puck line. I like to look good. I like to win games, but kind of want to go with the money line too. Can I quantify that? We don't have any official. We don't even keep track. All those handicappers, you never keep track. You're right. I don't keep track. I'm giving a pick out on every game, even if I don't like the game. But I like Arizona Coyotes here on the puck line with Ziggy. I like them on the money line a little bit as well. And just tell you what, this one keeps going over too high. I was kind of thinking premium over, and maybe I can live with this line still, but I know it's mostly moved to 6.5 over 20, like it says on screen there. But I already show one offshore book that caters to squares like me is moved to 6.5 over. So I don't know if I'll bet there, but I might be on the over. I might be on a premium over. I like the Coyotes here in an upset, but I'll take the puck line too. Those are the ones we kind of get right sometimes, you guys, right? That makes our record so good. That's the thing. We're zigging when they're zigging. Panthers. Anthony Stolar's sighting. Is this true? Let me check the goalies. Yeah, Stolar is in there for Florida, and Mackenzie Blackwood here for the Sharks. So the Sharks are, you know, 2-12 and 1, 3-12 against the puck line, 3-11, 11 unders so far this season for the lowly Sharks. But well, they did start to get it together just a little bit of late. Got to give them a little bit of credit. They had that 2-game winning streak against the Flyers and the Oilers, but then have since been outscored by. They lost to Vegas 5-0. They lost at Anaheim 4-1. So hasn't been too great again for the Shark. I want to try to find a spot to play the Sharks, but this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm gonna lay $1.25 here and take the Panthers on the puck line. Call it square. Hey, I've already taken some nice underdogs here today. I took the Sabres as a dog, Canadiens as a dog. All right, the Ducks as a dog, the Coyotes as a dog. I'm laying this again like everybody else. No problem. Give me the Panthers, and let's wrap it up. System play. Just want to note, I kind of touted. I felt bad. Penn Entertainment certainly seen its ups and downs, and I kind of touted the stock a little bit. I'm a sports handicapper, and I'm a Robin Hood stock player, so I don't have any business touting stocks. But I did say that I was on Penn Entertainment here. Today is the first day of ESPN Bet debuting, and Penn's certainly seen a rise, especially since I've given them out in the chat. I mean, they've pretty much gone up about 7 or 8%. It looks like since I did that, and today already looks like we're up. But I just want to Penn Entertainment up 5.75% on the first day debut. Not yet, actually. It's supposed to happen today, where Barstool will rebrand as ESPN Bet today. I don't know if the stock move is off of that, but I just found it interesting. And stocks look like they're already kind of blowing up here today since the open. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. They'll probably say don't talk about that either. I'm just trying to bide time to get over that college basketball. Let's go, you guys. Let's talk. I'm sorry. College football, Maction. God, you guys, there's so much going on. Today is a great day to make some money, my man, Joey. Let's talk about Maction. We'll just have to get these plays off, you guys. Here in this one, I do have plenty of notes. Why do I take so many notes and I fall behind in the show? All right, here we go. Maction, Akron, and Eastern Michigan. We probably shouldn't even talk about this. Akron, just terrible. One of the worst teams in the country. They're 2-8, 1-5 in the MAC, and they have actually played like 3 close games so far. This. Pardon me, you guys. Let me take a drink. And then I'll get all excited for the Maction here with our 3-hour show. We were headed. Akron 2-8, 1-5 in conference. Eastern Michigan 4-6, 2-4 in conference. Akron with this coach should note. No. I'm sorry. It's Eastern Michigan. 4-10 against the spread in their last 14 games as a home favorite. But Eastern Michigan's won the last 3 games in this series, and MAC home favorites. That's one of the things so far. The home favorites are doing okay. I know last week we scored on some of those for sure. Always kind of square there. Thanks, Ziggy. Appreciate you. Super OU. hopefully that's over unders, but I'm seeing you around. I think Super OU, appreciate you very much. Akron 2-8 overall, as I said, but 2-7-1 against the spread. Not very good. Eastern Michigan 4-6, 5-5 so far against the spread. And unless you guys have something, we just got to keep this moving and get the picks out there. I'm probably going to be right now on Eastern Michigan. That's the way I'm going. Lay 4 points here with Eastern Michigan. It's been bad for Akron. Yeah, they've showed up in some games, so I'm not going to fault them totally, but they've only covered a couple of games against the spread here so far this season. So it's going to be Eastern Michigan for me here. They haven't been anything too special against the number, that's for sure. But I'll lay 4 points and see if we can keep this Maction rolling. Toledo and Bowling Green Maction here for Tuesday. And this one, I'm showing the Toledo up to 10, maybe even 10.5 here. And I might be still staying chalky. It feels like with the Rockets on the road, it's been an absolutely terrific season so far for Toledo. They're 9-1 straight up so far this year. They have gone just 4-5 against the spread as a favorite so far, and you are going to have to lay that hook, it looks like now. If I'm going to lay it, I better put the 10.5, but we like to buy that down, get it below. I'm not worried about in a football game where they play just 10, where they play just 12 games, 11 games, 12 games a year. That I want to buy point. I want to buy some points, and to get off that, you're not going to have to pay as much on a 10, as you would on a key 3 or something like that. But I'm more tend to lean right here towards laying the points with Toledo on the road. Um, Maybe I prefer the under here. I'm kind of worried actually now. Let me see what's going on. Nothing from you guys? Okay. You know what? I better just caution on that hook there. Uh, I'm gonna pivot to the under here in this one with Toledo and Bowling Green. Hope you guys aren't too disappointed in that. I do want to get this one off, get this one right. I will note that the total has moved here to uh, 50.5. Okay, no big deal. Give me the under in Toledo and Bowling Green college football action here. These teams have definitely been leaning over a little bit, but I'm not that concerned here. You do have Bowling Green 2-4 to the under as an underdog. All right, let's try to get this 9-game winning streak here. Let's go for a winning streak on Maction. We've won them all so far. Let's win them all tonight. Western Michigan at Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois, both teams come in 4-6. It's been Western Michigan that's been the better team for the money so far. If both teams are 4-6, Western Michigan is 7-3 against the spread. Northern Illinois, they're just 4-6 against the spread. This one will be on ESPNU tonight. And just note that Northern Illinois at home against the spread, just 1-4, 1-5 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, Western Michigan has covered 7 of their last 10, or 7 of their, like I said, 7 of their 10 games. 4-2 against the spread on the road. So I'm going to have to take Western Michigan here in this one. I think that's, I feel guilty now, always going back to check out my line moves that since I've been on the air because Josh said stop worrying about that. Just go with what you feel. But what I was feeling was Western Michigan taking these points. I don't think I have any problem with this. That's probably a premium. I gotta be honest. More just the confidence of the Maction, right? All right, Perky, it's a challenge.
System play.
We're ready for that college basketball. Get in here if you've been waiting. I don't know why you would. I mean, after yesterday, but this is my best sport. I'll turn it around in no time flat. In fact, yesterday was an okay day for me personally. Maybe I'm just picking the wrong games as premiums. That's what it felt like. There's so many games out there, and again, uh, we don't have much time. I've really got to get off the air, but I do want you to make your suggestions here if you have any games on this huge card that you want to look at in college basketball. All right. This one starts us off at 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific. I believe this is the Fox Sports game here between Wisconsin and Providence. Wisconsin coming in on the road here. Both so far this season, Wisconsin 1-1, and Providence is currently at 2-0 straight up so far. And oops, get to my page here. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate your patience there with me. All right. And for that 2-0 record for Providence so far, I will note that they did not cover the spread. Their one was a push. Maybe some got the money, but it was pretty close. Not everybody got the money in that first in that game. And Wisconsin 1-1 straight. I say 1-0 right against board teams. I think their first game was thank you guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that first game for Wisconsin. Oh, it was Arkansas State. Oh, yeah, that's right. They blew them out by 29 points. Then was the 10-point loss to Tennessee on the heels of that for Providence. Of course, they beat Columbia. Then they beat Milwaukee. They beat Columbia by 19. They beat Milwaukee by 10. So still, had to cover some pretty big numbers when you look at that, the way it came in. But all right. Boy, these totals were on the move, man, and it was hard to keep up last night. This one's only seen it go down again to 144 and a half off of a high here of 146. And I do like the under in this one. That's what I'll take here on the show. I'm going to go under in Providence and Wisconsin. Providence went under in both games so far this season. Thank you, Peasy. Awesome. Thank you for your EuroLeague picks today. Coaches Champions Challenge. What is it called? Coach Champions Challenge. You know what I'm talking about. These four teams getting together here. Here's Duke and Michigan State. This one's the 6 Eastern game, the featured game of the night between the Blue Devils. Both teams coming in 1-1 thus far. Michigan State should note 0-2 against the spread so far this season. This total opened as low as 141. And I'm sorry, got it other way around. This total opened as low as 141. Let me get it straight. This total opened as low as high as 146 and has crashed all the way down now to 141. And I'm not buying it. You guys, I'm not buying this move at all. It's a solid move, no doubt. I mean, 5 points, and I know that I'm off a little bit here on some of these, but man, I kind of wanted to go over in this one now at 142. I'll put it at 142, but I'm sure it's one. No, there's a lot of 142s. Yeah, there's some 142s, even a 142 and a half. So there is some pushback here on the over after going down to as low as 141. Thank you, Cinna. Figured out this card. You got so many games. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's get your picks up there. Also, what I've done, hopefully, I'm going to flash on the screen all those Steam plays. I'm not going to read them off. Maybe I'll read off the ones that came in since we've been on the air because I took the picture of it before the show. Let's just keep going here. How are we going to get to college football? We're not going to get to it. We might have to do another show. We'll just cram a bunch of top games in on Saturday. This is too long. All right, here we go. Marquette and Illinois. I think this one's worth featuring here. 643 and 644. Just to get some picks out there. And this one I'm showing Illinois 1.5 and 148.5 here currently. So far for Marquette. Let me see, I have them here. There we go. Just both teams come in at 2-0. Illinois, though, 0-2 against the spread. They also are 0-2 to the under, but Marquette is 2-0 to the over so far this season. And that was kind of the way I was looking. I need to look at, to be honest, the movement here since we've been on the air, just to make sure. And yeah, I think I can. I think I could still back this over here in this one with Marquette and Illinois. That's what I will be doing. I'm not even sure on the side yet what I'm doing with these two clubs. Like I said, with Illinois having won but not covered. This is a top 25 matchup. Marquette, obviously, right now, whether or not you think they're overrated or not, they are number 5 in the country. So Joey's on Marquette and says, "Look at this. I took Marquette last week." And don't worry, Ari, I got you covered. That's one of the games I've got here lined up to talk about. But first, I'm going to talk about Kentucky and Kansas. This is the other game of the Champions Challenge in Chicago. Kentucky here against KU. Elite matchup, obviously, with these two teams. You have Kansas coming in 2-0 thus far. Kentucky is 1-0. Certainly Kansas right now. I guess they're number 1. What do you guys got? You got KU number 1 so far in your polls? I mean, this is the big feature, certainly, of the night. You have Kansas. They beat Central by 43 points in the opener. They beat Manhattan by 38 so far. And for the Cats, they beat New Mexico State. I said 1-0. They're 2-0. They beat New Mexico State by 40 points, and they beat Texas A&M Commerce by 20 points so far. So saw Bill Self get that big contract. That ain't part of my handicap, but good on Bill Self here. Kansas, is this still 6? Let's make sure. Because I was up early, man. There's obviously been some movement. Like I said, last night the totals were just flying. And I wanted to maybe barge in and get some premiums, but there was so much buyback too yesterday. It just made me a little bit gun shy to come in overnight. So I'll be firing today here. Total, it's now 7 and 1. I better update that one to 7 for sure. With Kentucky and Kansas. Final. All right. And that total had gone as high. I'm going to say it was as high as 150.5 here with these clubs. Oh. All right. I might just have to make the pick without the. Oh, here we go. All right. And for me, man, it's gone down to 147. I kind of wanted to hit that under. Let me just take Kansas. I respect this move right now, and I'm going to lay the points here with KU, with Bill Self and the Jayhawks. I'll lay 7 points here against Kentucky. Do I really now? Oh boy. No, you guys, I'm sorry. It's under. I'm just reading it wrong here. Let me make it clear. Kentucky and Kansas, we're going to go under 147 and a half. I think it's a better play than the side, actually, is what I'm doing here. I'm not going to go premium on the side. Just had concerns, the total was as high as 150 and a half, and then that line movement came in that I already was preferring the under. I just wasn't confident in the line move, but since we've been on the air here, this total has moved 3 points. This is one where I tail the move rather than going against it. So appreciate you guys on that one. Let's get to that Ari Gold special here and get Ari's comments on this one. Maybe we can agree with Ari and get our playoff that way with Iowa and Creighton, and then get this show over with right now. We just have to stuff the college basketball in here. We've been on the air for the 2 hours, and that's really as long as we can go. All right, Iowa here and Creighton in this one. Man, this one's been hitting hard to the over right now. 162's got to be wrong. Yeah, 164 now, and doesn't Ari help? These both teams should score. I mean, Iowa should have a pretty good game here. I would think. I would think they could possibly even hang in here with Creighton at 12 points. I don't know. See what you is Ari there? I'll probably just go with the over if he doesn't have anything for me. Yes, Iowa plays horrible defense. Absolutely, but 164. Even I can figure this one out. The final score is supposed to be 82 to 82, 87 to 77. 87 to 77. Is that going to happen? It might. It might. Let's go over here with Ari. I'll take the over as my play on the show. I don't have anything on the sizes. Hawks lose big. Just make it clear. Over and the Hawks lose big. Kirk says take the 12 points. It has gone up, no doubt about it. This thing was as low as I think, 10 and a half or so? So, oh man, no, there was an early line. Some early lines had it as low as 8.5. You're really laying a huge tax here with Creighton. It feels like Ari says that he's our man. He's our representative. Look, not only that, he's got, uh, if anything, right? We talk about rooting for the team, and I don't know. Ari seems like the type that will kind of give us the Midwest scoop a little bit. I don't think he's going to be just an Iowa honk, and he's got right there on his what's Herky. That's Herky. I knew it. Okay, he's got Herky. If I'm not mistaken, that's Herky in his avatar, and he says go Creighton and the over. So, all right, Joey's on Creighton. Kirk says it's up to 13. All right, you guys. I am so sorry if you were here today. We appreciate you so much. Let me get off these football games. Let me do it real quick. We've got to start on the football, you guys. Early games only, and there's only going to be a handful of them, and they might be just picks. Here we go. Thank you for joining me, everybody who joined me for the live picks on the show. Got something special for you right now, actually, here. We're going to do the football, 5 games in college football. Here we go. But I've got something for you right now. If you're tuning out and you don't see me the rest of the week, I've already got a play for the Grey Cup football game this weekend between the championship game. Make no mistake, we're here before the Grey Cup. This Sunday, it's at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you watch one Canadian football game, make this the game, if you will, on Sunday between Winnipeg and Montreal. Winnipeg is a 7.5-point favorite on the road. Montreal, they're not on the road. Where is the Grey Cup? It's in Is it in Edmonton? I want to say this year. You guys help. It is in in Saskatchewan. Okay, great. Thank you. Not a factor though, but anyways, I want to go over in the Grey Cup this weekend. Go over 47 in the Grey Cup and cash in that here, and I'm gonna have a pick on the Grey Cup by the weekend. But my play for you right now is the over. If you're out of here, there's a Grey Cup, and we swept the board 2-0 last week in the CFL division finals. All right. Thank you, everybody. That's it for the main part of the show. I'm going to squeeze in 5 football games from the early. I think we can do that. College football action for Saturday. I've got the Michigan Wolverines on the road here taking on the Maryland Terrapins. Michigan, the most talked about team in the country so far, right now, no doubt, even if they are not totally number one, doesn't matter. This is a, um, team after last week, after the performance at Penn State, after all that happened with Harbaugh and all that, they are the most talked about. But Harbaugh, that whatever that was yesterday, look, I'm a pro Harbaugh guy. That was a bunch of BS. Obviously, he has no clue. Everybody said, "Oh, that was one of the greatest press conference speeches." What was he? Didn't seem like it seemed like he was just up there without much to say. I have a lot of questions right now. I think Michigan might be a little bit misguided to a certain extent. I thought what Harbaugh did, and it might not necessarily be part of the handicap, but look, Michigan was able to totally, with this news coming down, probably less than 24 hours, certainly before that, all that stuff happened, right? Um, what occurred there was like a whirlwind of information of events, and then you get the other guy in there to kind of this assistant. His name escapes me, but great story, the great with the emotion, all that. I'm into all that right now. But the comments that Harbaugh had there about, hey, we're um, you know an underdog team. Who doesn't love an underdog? This is America's. Michigan is not an underdog, sir. That just shows that you might be a little bit naive to your whole situation. I'm not saying that is what's going to put me on Maryland here, but Michigan is 5-4-1 against the spread. Maryland isn't much better. We know Maryland's got a good team. Yeah. Are we talking about a spot, a quote unquote spot here? Probably Michigan off the ultra hyper win on the road in Happy Valley, and now having to go play a decent Maryland team with a good offense. Maryland, probably want to take Maryland even a little bit. Find a little bit of money line here somehow. Careful, Michigan, what you wish for in this one. I'm taking Maryland here, no doubt. And I had Penn State. I'm not anti-Michigan. I'm pro Harbaugh actually, but I thought that he showed no clue yesterday. And that's not part of the handicap. The handicap is you still got a Maryland team with plenty of offensive potential here. I mean, is Michigan really going to hold this team? You look at the projection. Are they really going to hold them down here to just 2 touchdowns at home? Maybe they did a great job against Penn State, no doubt about it. Penn State, completely different type of team. It feels like than Maryland, and you're getting 3 touchdowns pretty much, and you have the obvious letdown spot. Not just the typical, we just won the biggest game of the year on the road, the letdown, but also the all the hyper coaching, blah, blah, mess, BS that went on. They overcome this one and win this one by, 3 scores or whatever. Good on them. They really, they probably should be. I mean, that was a great job by Michigan in that game, no doubt. And whatever you want to say about JJ for Heisman, I mean, guy threw what, handful of passes, got the win. I don't think it's a Heisman worthy situation, but here is Penn State now, and they'll go into Rutgers, and watch out for this one too, right? I mean, what the heck? I mean, you're going into, or it's at Penn State, but you got played a good Rutgers team here, 6-4, 6-3-1 against the spread, and Rutgers has come in here had a pretty okay, real good season for Rutgers at 6-4. Penn State 8-2 now after that loss to Michigan, still 7-3 against the spread coming in. And I think for me, I would probably look to the over in this one at 42. Rutgers can score. I think they will be able to do a little bit of scoring here against Penn State. I think they're an okay club. It's also a bit of a letdown spot for Penn State, even coming off the loss. Yeah, will they be all hunky dory, fired up? Will they be ready to roll somebody? Yeah, probably, but. Probably take my chances on a Rutgers team, maybe getting the money, but let me take the over just in case here. If Rutgers gets the money, I would think it's going over, quite frankly. Quite Franklin. We know what Penn State's all about, rolling these numbers. But again, I think that was against teams that they and they, I guess they could roll something up here on Rutgers, but Rutgers has been never say die. It seems like all season long. So let's go ahead and grab these. Let's go ahead and take the over. Don't give away the premiums. I'm not even sure yet on the side that I can get behind Rutgers, but that'd be the way I'd probably end up looking. Oh, I might have missed one here. Louisville and Miami. Miami, of course, they've got some things to be mad about after last weekend's game, certainly. The safety that should have been called, no doubt about it. When a man, yes, did the defensive player make contact with the ball when the ball was outside the goal line? Yeah, I think that's where he touched the ball. But you'd have to make the only way you could call it not a safety is if the player was actually voluntarily, they forward progress, right? When you have forward progress, it kind of like you're voluntarily giving yourself up. If a man like runs into the line, for example, and gets a foot short and is stood up and is pushed back 10 yards and falls down and the whistles all blow, they don't put the ball 10 yards back behind the thing. They put it up, 4 inches from the forward progress. This wasn't that type of situation. The quarterback was still trying to escape, and the man came down, touched the ball beautifully, actually trying to strip it. Quarterback did a nice job to hold on to it, but his circumventing the goal line there took him back behind the end zone. He's trying to run out and get away. When the man's knee came down, the ball was not only. Here's the thing: when you get that ball across the line, it's not like the goal line where if you have one sliver of the ball get over the first part of the white, it's a touchdown. When you're trying to get the ball out of the end zone, you have to get the whole football past the white line, not an inch, because you can't put the ball down on the goal line. So that was a safety. And Miami will be mad here, and Miami will win this game against Louisville. Look, I'm been a little bit of a fade here. Miami's been, 5-5 against the spread so far this season to go with their 6-4 record. Louisville, for their 9-1 record, is 5-4-1 against the spread. And on the road here, I think I'm going to look to get back on the Hurricanes. Yeah, Louisville's had an awesome season, but I'm going to look for Miami here to get one here after what happened last week at a pick'em here. Louisville could even be a 1-point favorite at some spots, but I'm going to take Miami. All right, we got a lopsided game here with Oklahoma up against BYU, and just want to single this one out. Still with some of these Big 12 BYU games are kind of interesting. This line has gone up from as low, I believe, of 22.5. Yeah, 22.5. This total's definitely been right around this 57 mark. No doubt about it all the way here. And let me see. So for me, the action has definitely come in a little bit on Oklahoma, but I don't buy it. I mean, I'm trying to look for a way maybe to try it one more time. As bad as BYU has been, I mean, where can I maybe finally try to get to BYU? Could this be it? Could Oklahoma have some uh, compassion for these guys, um, or whatnot? I mean, I kind of want to try to take 24 points here. This seems very contrarian, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take BYU. I've gone down with the Cougars, I think, this year for the most part, but I've just got this just maybe I still have BYU too high here. I'm not worried about the line movement, and we talk about what I'm doing with the line movement, but I'm gonna try BYU here. All right, no comments from you guys. It looks like on any of this college football. Only got a few where you're still riding with me. Let's do one more game. This is one of the biggest games of the day so far, no doubt, and a huge one in the conference here with SMU and Memphis. This figures to be a really good one. And SMU, I mean, they're a favorite here by 8 points against a good Memphis team. Both these teams come in with excellent records into this one. I mean, they're both 8-2 so far this season. I mean, this is a huge game, no doubt about it. You got a Maryland, uh, Memphis team that certainly is. I don't know if it's a big surprise necessarily, or they are, 2-7-1 against the spread, so that's not good. But getting 8 points, I mean, I just kind of want to trust them still against SMU. After all, they are 8-2 straight up, as is SMU. SMU has covered in 6 of those 8 games, and I can't not go with Memphis here in this one and take these points. 2-7-1. Maybe that should say something about the because of that spread record, but I'm just going to try Memphis here with the points and get out of here because we've been here 2.5 hours. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking. Those that stuck with me, came and gone, whatever. Show, apologize. Apologize to the bosses as well. All right. Thanks a lot. Catch you tomorrow. More morning steam. We'll be back tomorrow with more action from NBA, NHL, college football, college basketball. What else? You name it, we'll be here. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.